All right, we are back.
My vagrant song.
Where is it? There it is. And we are in Rhode Island, just outside Boston. And we're tracking down more stories. See what we can find. As you walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head, and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, or so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Alright, sure. Well, if you want, you could go find your friend again, ask them more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. It peers up at you. Didn't they tell you where they were headed next? Yeah. But hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in this land for sure. He gives a gravelly laugh. That's what humans say anyway. Okay. Thank you, random helpful crow, I guess. Oh, right. Here. Nope. Well, yeah, there's nothing there. Alright, let's head this way. Oh, no, there's something here. Let's hear a story. At this bus stop with an old man who shifts from foot to foot, thumbing his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey, he blurts out. Want to hear a good story? Sure. With the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale about the blessed lighthouse sanctuary, where souls in love could find respite, confusing himself now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order. Barely piece this story together. Wait a second. I suddenly realize he's told a twisted version of the story about the two lighthouse keepers, but massively changed, with whole new chunks you don't remember. It's true, the old man insists, wincing, turning his wincing eyes back toward the road. And with that, the conversation seems over. The story grew in the telling.
By nightfall, the hospitality of this sleepy hamlet, combined with their superstitious tales, has both overstuffed your stomach and filled you with a hollow dread. Folks say these woods are full of apparitions, witches, and worse. You curse yourself for getting on the road so late. In the moonlight, every valley and hollow at the feet of the Tappan Zee seems like a stolen shred of the abyss itself. Fireside tales seem less fanciful, and every cackling crow and moaning whippoorwill seems like a demon perched on the shivering, spindly trees. But something cuts through the noise. The muffled sound of hooves galloping on the cold, muddy road. When he finally slows his horse alongside you, it's as though he had just appeared out of the mist.
Look at
He's
him.
astride a gigantic black courser, and though his boots are muddy and ragged, He wears an immaculate coat with great, shining buttons. From his saddle hangs an antiquated flintlock and a cavalry saber. In the darkness, you can hardly see above his towering shoulders. His voice is a rumbling croak, deep, but as though his throat is filled with thorns. Have you happened upon a cannonball around here? You can tell English isn't his first language. German is. His hand, so pale it's almost blue in the moonlight, grips the reins in a fist. You mumble an apology and watch as he silently rides away, back into the mist. He's cloaked in black, you notice from behind, but the blood running down over his shoulders glints crimson in the moonlight.
It's the Headless Horseman. Nice. Let's get to New York. New York City. Let's explore.
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
Alright, so which story do I want? Let's go for this one. Traveling.
The man gives you a once-over as you approach. His newsboy cap is ragged with age.
You look familiar. Did I meet you at Union Square?
The man shrugs.
Maybe somewhere else. You look like you get around. Me too. When Gramsci was arrested, we all had to flee. The futurists and the syndicalists and all the rest scattered across Europe. The luckiest ended up here.
He nods decisively, proudly.
Gramsci.
We continued the work.
A determined socialist in New York. Let's try panhandling this time. Ugh. Where can I go from here? Oh, I see. You need full money to use the train. And I don't have that. I don't need that either. Alright. Oh, looky. More stories.
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belts holding him to the pole. A damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul. He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it. What's he gonna do? Come down from the pole? You snatch it from his bag in one quick motion and walk away. Hey! He starts.
Oops.
But whatever he's about to say slips into a slurred whine as his belt snaps. His body plummets, and his limbs go slack with the understanding of what is happening to him.
Well, I wasn't trying
He
to do
tumbles
that.
into the tall, dry grass by the side of the road with a muffled noise. All you hear is the call of the whippoorwill. Eager, loud, thankful.
Trunkers. A jet black crow alights on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, it caws. Think you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better. Much better. Seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Sure. The ones you got now? Psh, pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around and they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. Boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits. They're extra interesting. You learn a couple folks' true life stories and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. That's interesting. Well, everyone's captain of their destiny. It gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now, but the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles its feathers, a sort of shrug. Choose wisely. Or don't. Ha! You have chosen poorly. Does that mean I'm getting tired? I think that means I'm getting tired. Nice sleep here.
You come across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you.
Anin.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket. You reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones, all the colors of the rainbow. The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit.
Why can't I just keep the stones? I'm not gonna throw them.
The stones tumble from your hand and hit the ground, instantly turning black as the night. Your heart leaps in surprise. How strange.
Okay. Oops. I messed up my whistling. Oh, there's the camp, I bet. What's the kid I talked to
His
before,
clothes are
probably.
expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours.
You got a light, friend?
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar.
Thanks.
He mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip.
Don't rightly know where I'm going.
You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper.
Don't rightly know how I got going either. They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet.
He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale. Muddling through the dark, you stumble into the path of the white deer. Its beauty strikes you at once. It is something otherworldly, beyond borders, a moon swimming in the void. Human shouts not far away break the spell. The deer's ears prick up. This thing is being hunted. You know a way out of here. As the hunter's cries get louder, you approach the deer carefully, palms outstretched. As you grow close, your features become clearer in the light of the deer's aura. It bolts into the path of an oncoming train.
Oh, and my trains run out of track. I won't be no
Somewhat
one
awful.
else to dig my hole.
The waitress at this diner is sharing an outlandish tale with one of her regulars. I heard it from my sister-in-law, she says. It happened to her daughter's friend. It's true. She notices you listening. Hey, have you heard this one before? She regales you with a story about the shootout between the female bootleggers and the cops. Halfway through, you realize that it's the story of the women arrested for bootlegging, but highly embellished. What do you think about that? The waitress exclaims. True, every word of it. You are wrong.
The waters of this land and back.
Quinn, Chapter 2.
Stranger, it's good to see you again. You know, I'm gonna see this whole world one day, but for now, I just got my sights set on seeing all 48 of the great U.S. I already seen 10 whole states. That's better than my folks ever done, that's for sure. Plenty of townies and even some tramps treat me like I'm kid simple, but I ain't helpless, and I only act it when I ain't got no better choice, like if I get pinched. I do right fine on my own, don't need nobody but Cass and Flip. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
So many stories. Thrilling. Well, maybe the guy falling off of the line is bondage, traps, imprisonment. I get to choose from all of these. Oh, this one. It's thrilling, I would say.
I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think.
Who are you?
Being trapped, caged. You think beggardom is a prison? No, stranger. Beggardom is freedom. Responsibility is the real trap, wound tight like an old spring. Pride and pretending will bleed folk dry, and then when there ain't nothing left to be proud of, when they can't pretend no more, they'll unwind. You got any happy stories?
Oh, I see. That's grayed out. Is that happy? That's not happy. Um. Not sure any of these are really happy. And he seemed his determination happy. Maybe that one.
Now that's a happy story.
Okay.
Freedom? Well, that's what them trains have come to mean to me. Freedom. Crossing a country wider than imagination. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
That I do. No, not that one.
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale instead any day.
Lame.
There you go, talking about family. Like I said, don't need nobody but my dogs. Flip's still a little green. Found him starving and angry by the roadside a few months back. He gets riled now and again, but he don't do nothing too bad if you just wait and let him get it out of his system. He's good to have around most times, and Cass sure seems to enjoy the company. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Oh, that was exciting. That's probably exciting too. This one.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. I remember lots of folks talking about fate and fortune before I started my travels. Talk on the river was about them populists and their Louisiana governor. Some folks say they was up to no good, that they was lazy and un-American, cheating fate with government meddling. Others said we all got the right to be kings, if we'd only let all folks have a fair shot. I suppose I ain't right in line with neither, but I don't think there's nothing un-American about needing help. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Really. Maybe this one.
Ain't life got enough tearjerkers in it without telling stories like that? Jeez. Change. Change ain't coming, stranger. It's all got a whole country tied together with rails and roads and still can't feed between you and me. I think that ain't ever gonna change. Can or can't got nothing to do with it. Well, sun's coming up, so I've got to get ready to go. Thanks for the tales, friend. Where you heading next? Decided yet? Maybe our paths will cross. I'm going up the road this way myself.
Okay.
Hope I'll see something fun. I generally do, you know. There's interesting things to see everywhere if you keep your eyes open.
I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
These men lean against the wall of the hardware store, smoking and chatting. They wave you over. You heard this one before? Launch into a group recitation of the rising workers' movement in New York, interrupting one another in their excitement to tell it. Wait a second. Yep. Someone's added to it in the meantime. Do you think that really happened? Sure. Of course.
Well, I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that very man come for to tally up my worth,
Hey, I made money.
to drag it down.
As you walk along the river near an unfinished bridge, men with a tool belt catch a sight of you. Hey, over there, he calls out. You look like you could use a quick way to get some hard-earned money. Hard-earned is right. The bridge hangs high over a perilous drop. He laughs uproariously. Absolutely not. High above the water, you see raptors with enormous wingspans wheeling through the sky. We'll have little more protection than them, the man says, but not much more. His eyes sparkle. He clearly loves this work.
Okay, I don't need the money, or I would
Must be afraid of heights,
do it.
he says. Guess it ain't for everyone. Doesn't scare me, though. We Thunderbird people fly when we fall. He grins. A little way down the road, you look back and see he's already halfway back up the scaffolding, utterly at home in the sky.
'Cause when the night come
So
down
that's the story out of it.
for to take me hand
But
in hand,
do I
this
want
will
to
be my tale, my
hitchhike?
vagrant song. This will be my
South.
tale,
Map.
my vagrant song.
Oh, I see. Shows where I've been recently. Let's keep going south to Maryland. I don't want to go talk to the kid again until I've found a bunch more. Oh, there's another person there, too. Fantastic. Oh, there are a couple more things back here. I think that's just a train station. Break time with a half-finished bridge. The workers gather around a young man who sits on a bucket like a king. They listen rapidly to a story about the dead woman in the yellow ribbon. Nice.
starless night. This beach is long, stretching toward a receding sea. In the darkness, the sand seems coarse and gray. Alien.
Gray alien.
Stars are dim and distant. It outshines the stars with its presence, a streak of sickly colored light, leaving a trail of distorted fire. It slowly creeps along the sky like a vast worm, though you know that, given the distance, it must be moving at great speed. Its parabola heads south to north. In the far distance, just for a second, a boardwalk town is engulfed in light.
What?
With a rumble, its street lamps and windows dim,
What?
then go dark. All that you can see emanating from there is an otherworldly color that you can't quite name.
Alright.
The women are oblivious to your approach. Their eyes are shut. Their touch, where they hold hands, is gentle. They speak in low tones. One stifles a burst of laughter, but it brings a smile to their faces. "Sorry," says the one who laughed. "Don't be," another assures her. They don't look up. And we give thanks for those who have left us, who we wanted gone, for the skills to thrive without them, and for the companions who make the effort joyful. The voice of the youngest wavers. The woman to her left squeezes her hand. This is not a scene to intrude upon.
Interesting. Alright, let's head back this way. Black Crow. Hear about trains.
The stream is a clear, reflective shade of
What
blue.
is that?
Unusual in this region, where bog iron colors the
Oh,
river's
it's the Jersey
brown.
Devil.
Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water,
Stop.
its sunken red eyes fixed on your every movement. You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence.
Sure, let's drink some water with the Jersey Devil. It'll
You
be
cup
fun.
the water in your hands, ice cold somehow, and take a swallow, soothing the coarseness in your parched throat. Clear as the water is, the stream bed isn't visible, even looking straight down. Your feet don't reach the bottom, so you float in the cool water,
Wave at the
feeling
goat.
washed clean. The ripples flow as far as you can see, never fading. The winged goat snorts and heads in the other direction.
Okay. So I could check out Philadelphia. Or there's nothing in Philadelphia. Guess that's where I could hop on a train, but let's... Oh, that's the new guy. But let's hit Washington first. Got money, everything's full.
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me. He holds out a brown envelope. The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you. There's no J Street. Over here. A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall. I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right. As you round the corner, the world changes. J Street is a place out of time. Like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious. Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket. The man who answers is ancient and astute.
Stupid.
He peers at the letter. I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me? You tear the letter open. It isn't good news. He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his cheeks. It's better to know. I've been waiting a long time for this. His shaking hand takes the letter. Thank you for telling me.
I don't need any of this. Alright. New person. Mason.
My twin brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good. We didn't do nothing to anybody till we left. Then we hurt a lot of people. Me, more so than Paul, because he didn't make it through. The march I was on, the bonus army. It's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand. Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind.
Well, I've got an embellished story of happiness. Where is it? No, not the seagulls. Here. Is there an indication that it's embellished or grown? I don't think so.
I like that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away too quickly.
Yeah, I think the eye opened even more because it was an embellished story.
The past doesn't even feel like it happened. It feels like it's happening in every moment, in every slumber. When the memories come back to you, do they clutch at you and your heart? Do you know any happy stories, hopeful ones?
Yup. Got this one.
For a moment there, just a moment, I felt better about
Open
it.
that eye!
My family, they were good to me. Ma and Pa, and to Paul, and to my sister Jessie. Some days I wish I could find Jessie again and have her help me. She always liked Paul best. So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.
Now this is already open. If I have a funny story, is it going to be even better, or should I exit? Do I have a funny story? Story of Quinn's adventures. Huh. That's hilarious. How I accidentally killed that guy. Huh. No. Not sure I'd call any of these funny.
Oh, come on. That doesn't sound real. The future's the issue, ain't it? Great War leaves us nothing to go back to, plucking up the hope and leaving us only with the vile and the unforgiving. Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore.
No, I don't know any good jokes. What if I exit? What happens? No, maybe better just to tell them a story that he's not really going to be interested in.
That can't be true. That sounds like a Navy tale. Freedom is getting paid what you deserve, and getting enough to get by. Freedom is the ability to be free of pain. So anyway, tell me a funny story?
No, I don't have any funny stories. Is this a real story? 'Cause I think it said somewhere that people would always be interested in hearing real stories. Let's try it. Focusing on the funny parts.
Yeah, Paul would have liked that one. Travel. Well, This walk feels like a little bit of freedom now and again. The flowers along the road make for fine company. Here's the sun. I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this way. Will our paths cross?
Going right up there.
Days come and go and the terrors return. They'll never be able to pay back what they owe me, but I'll always keep at it. What about you? Is there something somebody owes you?
Chuck E. Cheese down there. Yeah, he didn't go very far. Whatever. Let's try jumping a train down here. Let's see. Sure. Do I get stories on the train? Nice. Charlotte, North Carolina. Exciting over-the-top details. He tells it well.
I won't leave much to find that can be found.
The blistering sun has scared even birds into the shade. But a middle-aged woman and a young couple are still collecting scraps of cotton that the machinery missed. With a ragged voice, the older woman calls to you. "You got any water?" The three of them rush over to you, suddenly reanimated. They pass around your canteen. When you get it back, it's empty. The woman squeezes your hand and sighs with relief. "Sweetest thing I ever tasted," she tells you.
Thirsty cotton picking.
He sings as he works, his voice warm and soft as the late afternoon sun. The air's sweet with the tang of recently cut sugar cane. There's a practiced, almost soothing precision to the way he works. He looks up and nods hello. "Making molasses," he says to your unasked question. "I sell the black stripe in town. Farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell." He grins. "Got some set aside." He comes back with a murky flask, waving off any offer of payment. "I ain't charging. Folks around here need what they can get. Makes a mean loaf of bread." He nods at the barrels. "I'm about done filtering. Got to boil it next. Lend a hand?"
I don't need money, but
You help him haul the barrels over to the metal boiler.
oh,
You pour in the juice and set the fire.
made me
It's
unhealthy.
hot work. He fetches water and dark bread, and you share the small meal and a smile. It's good to find another who takes joy in honest labor.
Man, he made molasses. Alrighty. What's this? You play the upright bass? You don't. Doesn't matter. Keep plucking this string. Look, we'll pay. You fake it for a couple songs feeling like an idiot, but hey, you get paid. Sure. Okay. This does not show my money and my health. Oh, it's a person in Virginia that I just passed right over. Maybe I should head back up that way. Stories. We don't have any heart stories. Or justice. Justice. No lovers, no justice. I have some active stories. Okay, so if I see lovers or justice, wait, which way? North.
A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you and 10 hungry strangers out into the cane, where he leaves you. Everyone gets a hatchet, but no instruction. The foreman is missing for some reason. Nobody is sure what to do.
It's justice. Oh, great.
A young man in a red jacket stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. "This is stupid," he says. "I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this." He marches off into the cane and others follow. "Don't!" a young woman shouts after them. "It's not right." The thief left some hatchets behind. So you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work.
Chop, chop.
None of you know what you're doing. "Keep going," the girl calls. Her hands are bleeding, and her face is bright with sweat. Soon, her cane is piled high. Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun. "Good work," he croaks. The girl wipes her blood-pinked hands on her apron to take her pay. She doesn't notice the crumpled body in the back of the truck, or the hatchets heaped beside it.
The south and the north. Yeah, I need to go northeast still to find this new person. Oops. After
Clouds
retelling.
roll together to fill the sky. You shelter beneath a rocky overhang. Above, the clouds turn gray and purple and blue. Lightning arcs between them. The hairs on the back of your arms stand on end. The lightning is so strong that it seems to open a path in the haze above you. You are sure you see massive talons curved around the clouds. The thunder is so immense that the ground trembles. Your lips and hands tingle from the electric charge that fills the air until the dancing lightning passes on over the hills.
Well, I got no companion except for me.
Try this one on for size. Headless Hessian of Sleepy Hollow. Nice. Nice.
The man is the color of mill dust. His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels.
You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects.
The man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
I forget which one of these I need more of. Let's try that.
Consciousness is elusive. Your limbs throb with a dull fatigue, and your eyes are sticky with dust. The man suddenly grips your legs and drags you toward the millstone.
You do not love my daughter. You will not have her. I will not let you hurt her.
His voice is pained, not angry. Your hand catches a flour sack printed with brightly colored flowers. A puff of flour makes you sneeze, and you wake.
What the?
The mill is quiet. Its works long disconnected. In your hand is the faded remnant of what might once have been a bag or a piece of a dress.
Creepy mill. That old bang.
Sorry, friend, but I gotta ask you not to get no closer unless I can see your hands at all times. You look too clean to be one of us. But you don't look like the company sent you neither. Alright, come and share my fire spell. Don't linger. These hills is full of ears. Don't think just 'cause you can't see no one that you're safe. I'll give you cornbread. Don't be so sure of me neither. Got any hopeful stories to tell? I need something like that.
Sure. This Queen of... Yeah, family is the general. Okay, so... Interesting.
Wish that the world were good like that, right? Well, maybe it will be. Family. Well, they took my big brother out of school to send him down the mines. He wasn't bigger than 10 years old, but 25 cents, right type of handshakes, off he went to work. He's so big in my memory. He must have been such a small fella, come to think. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
Yeah. Trust. Is there anything for you exciting? Exciting. Oh, that's authority. Okay. Raise the future. Joy. Sadness.
Are you trying to scare me? Every man in the last meeting I ran could tell you a story scarier than that right off the top of his head. Heaven? Honest pay for an honest day. Even now, I don't dare open my lips all the way around the words. Anyway, I need something to laugh about. Got any funny ones?
No. Nobody tells me funny stories. Good for that.
Oh boy, you watch out now, I'll start chuckling. Travel? Well, next time you take a train, take a peek on up at its beating heart. It's black breath. It's just what a mining man looks like inside him. Coal dust, smoke, and fire. I need a laugh. Know any good jokes?
No. Blinded to the threat of death. Hilarious. Wait, this one's... How about joy? Nature, country, home. Future, past, memories, authority. Try this.
Well, this seems like wishful thinking to me. Joy, huh? You ever hear music in a coal town? Night falls on a Sunday, you hear church singing. Listen for a while and cry. Sure enough, it's a cry. Colored folks, harmonicas coming up from one end of it, joining in. Sound of strings from Italy. The type of song has no country. It's the sound of the workers' choir. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
Alright, let's try maybe that one for exciting. It's now a shootout, which it wasn't before. Let's try that.
You'd be popular at
Yeah.
mealtime where I'm from. You'd keep a whole crew glued, I bet.
I'll glue your crew.
Authority? Bosses? You ain't worth nothing to them. You're like a pickaxe, hole cutter, damn shovel. If you break, you get replaced. It's almost like they're proud of that. Morning. I gotta get going. Headed up that way. Be specific. For my safety and yours. If you want to find me, do it. Talk again about these things.
Alright. That's
Oh, ain't
Probably.
got no country. No worker neither. Worker ain't Virginian, ain't Christian, white, colored, Irish, Polish, nothing. A worker is a worker. We all gotta work. If you're one of them, if you think I sound red, you best come out and say so. Get it over with.
sure you'd like my stories about the socialist. Anyway, so it should be over an hour this time. So, with that, I believe I will end the stream. Thanks for watching. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time. Happy gaming.